fine. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Yeah. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the line. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. No. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you could not find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins, the rest is still unwritten. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words
Ms. Zung, it's time for the Bearcat turn. The floor is yours. You may be seated. If you are an active or retired military serviceman or woman or first responder, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? If you are a current Kearney High School graduating senior enlisting in any branch of the United States military, reserves, or attending a military academy, or are planning on becoming a first responder, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? Thank you for all your service and commitment to each of us and our country. Would you all now please stand with the gentlemen removing their caps and help me recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance I would like to now introduce to you Oliver Combs, who will give our student welcome. Oliver.
Welcome to the class of 2021's graduation ceremony. Guys, we did it. We made it. We is the key word here. Over our 4 years together, I can confidently say it was a community effort that we are all here today. It goes without saying that we are grateful to the parents, teachers, coaches, and administrators for aiding us in this journey. We as a class are extremely appreciative for everything you all have done. Also, I would like to thank God for providing us with a hope for the future in times of uncertainty like we had. This class has made so many lifelong memories together in competition, academics, and in relationships. Let us remember these things but not dwell on them as we continue to grow in our next stage in life. That's enough from me, and again, welcome.
As superintendent for Kearney Public Schools, it is my distinct privilege to welcome everyone to our commencement ceremony honoring the Kearney High School graduating class of 2021. I'd like to begin by recognizing members of the Kearney Public Schools Board, presenting all of them in order: President Mrs. Kathy Gifford, Mr. Alex Stratman, Mrs. Wendy Kreis, Mr. Drew Blessing, Mr. Steve Gash, and Mr. Dave Brandt. These board members are devoted leaders who govern our school system in a manner that ensures our school system will continue to meet the highest of standards. A graduation is a culminating event of our district's corporate effort and investment of all stakeholders. To all friends of the graduates, to all relatives of the graduates, to all Kearney Public Schools staff, and especially to all parents and grandparents joining us here today, thank you. Thank you for your investment in these seniors. You have played an important role in all that they have achieved and the diploma about to be bestowed upon them. Graduates, it goes without saying, you have been an exceptionally accomplished class at Kearney High School. Your accomplishments are many in the areas of academics, the arts, and athletics. Many of you are planning to compete in your respective areas of athletics and activities at the next level. Let these experiences and accomplishments serve as a platform to catapult you to reach even greater heights. The sheer number of awards, honors, and scholarships that were earned by these seniors demonstrates artifactual evidence of their skills and talents. An impressive total of $9.4 million has been awarded in scholarships. This eclipses the former record by nearly $1 million. Please join me in applauding the accomplished work of these scholars. That's it. The senior class has 24 students on the ACT honor roll, which means they scored a 30 or higher, and that score ranks them in the top 2% of all test takers. One student scored a perfect 36. That student is Matthew Dalkey. Graduates, on behalf of our school system, I would like to thank you for your leadership in retaining the many storied traditions of our past while beginning new ones for our future. Without a doubt, you have experienced one of the most unique challenges and experiences ever by a senior class. And as a former high school principal myself, I know that Dr. Loof would agree with me. You've given him and all of us so much to be proud of this senior class. Without question, you've inspired us, and your legacy is a secure one. You have been, are, and will be great ambassadors for Kearney Public Schools. Again, on behalf of Kearney Public Schools Board of Education and administrative staff, we hope you enjoy the commencement exercises for the 2021 graduating class of Kearney High School. Our first, go ahead. Our first commencement speaker is Matthew Dalkey. Matthew is the son of Todd and Teresa Dalkey. Matthew is very involved at Kearney High School, competing in track, cross country, and quiz bowl. He also participates in the symphony orchestra and camerata, and has played numerous honor orchestras over the last 4 years. Outside of school, Matthew is involved in Boy Scouts, and in fact, he's an Eagle Scout. Next fall, Matthew plans to attend the University of Nebraska at Lincoln and study music education. Matthew.
Recently, I saw a YouTube video of a man named Admiral William McRaven, and he was explaining the lessons he had learned from his Navy basic training that prepared him for his life. As you can imagine, it was brutal, honest, and highly inspirational. He used examples from real life and tied them to experiences that every Navy soldier goes through. And I thought to myself, Navy basic training is basically like high school. They're pretty comparable experiences if you think about it. In basic training, you have drill sergeants. In high school, we call them teachers. In basic training, they keep you on your toes by giving you an uneven workload and making your sleep schedule crooked. And in high school, we call that homework. On a more serious note, in basic training, they are preparing soldiers to succeed in battle, and in high school, they are preparing us to succeed in life. So since I have never been to Navy basic training, these are the 3 lessons that our class learned in high school that prepared us for life. The first is that our class got to know how to manage ourselves. Many of you thought the comment about sleep schedules was a joke, and for some of us, perhaps 9-hour nights are a regular experience. But for the majority of high schoolers, finding the balance between completing our schoolwork, living the normal life of a teenager, any extracurricular activities, and sleep is in itself an exhausting enterprise. Kearney High School has this incredible tradition of students being involved in multiple extracurricular activities, something I've found to be special among schools of our size. In fact, Kearney High was recently named #1 in Class A for students participating in multiple extracurricular activities. One effect of this is that Kearney High students have to learn quickly how to manage our time so we can continue to do the things that we enjoy. From the outside, this may seem like a recipe for disaster. Someone looking in might assume that Kearney High students are burnt out all the time, never get to enjoy themselves, and often get lost in the maze of their commitments. But this is simply not true. High school can sometimes get a bad rap for being restrictive and harsh on students, but in reality, it can be a forgiving place, a safe place to fail. Students at Kearney High are supported, whether it is a flexible teacher allowing a student to make up a test the day following a speech meet, or a coach granting a student a few minutes after school to get help with math. The teachers at Kearney High live out the same spirit embodied by the students. This cooperative environment breeds independence in all of us. By the time we graduate, Kearney High students already have learned how to get in touch with ourselves and manage ourselves and our time efficiently. The second lesson that our class learned in our time in high school is that not everyone agrees with you. In previous educational experiences like middle school, classroom work is guided, so there is often little dissent. When learning facts, this is a good thing. We don't want to be disputing our multiplication tables or arguing about which person was president when. But when it comes to real-world problems, there is rarely going to be a one-size-fits-all solution. High school is, for many of us, the first place to encourage dissent and to urge us to express ourselves. At Kearney High, we have been taught to think critically and independently, so we are able to better navigate a world where those who think for themselves succeed. We have also been taught to form our own opinions and defend them using logic, reasoning, and rhetoric. Yes, Mr. Mishu, I was listening in English class. Most importantly, we were taught that when we express ourselves, our opinions must be expressed thoughtfully, so as to remain conscientious of a wider world. For every opinion that we have, there will be those who agree with us and those who will feel differently. In high school, we learned how to be classmates, teammates, lunch table partners, castmates, stand partners, weight rack mates, and even just friends, with people who are different from us in every way. We have learned through experience how to coexist with those of differing beliefs and opinions than us. In a world that preaches polarization, we are equipped to live a life of peace, not in spite of our differences, but because of them. Not everyone will agree with you on everything, and that is okay. The ability to choose to stay true to yourself or to change your mind is part of what makes us human. And the ability to live, study, and work side by side with those from completely different backgrounds and circumstances is part of what makes us better humans. The third lesson that our class learned in high school is that who you are now doesn't determine who you will become. Outside of the track office at Kearney High hang posters displaying the top 25 times throughout history in each event. One remarkable thing about the athletes on the posters is that not one of them regressed during high school. Not one of them reached a high point and couldn't improve. I hear all the time about students saying that high school is the best 4 years of your life, or I peaked freshman year. Perhaps this is a bold claim, but such statements are statements of resignation to me. They are statements that say that someone has given up on the rest of their life. The cool thing is that we do not have to stay in a state of surrender like this. The cool thing is that people can change. Just because none of us liked Crispitos in elementary school doesn't mean we collectively don't adore them now. Just because a student was too terrified to speak in front of the class freshman year doesn't mean they can't be on the speech team now. Just because something is some way doesn't mean it always has to be that way. Unless we're talking about the laws of physics, Mr. Mandernack assures me this will probably stay the same. If you look in the mirror today, and use that mirror to look into your mind and your soul, and you think everything is perfect, odds are good that you're lying to yourself. Every one of us has dreams and aspirations. Every one of us has things about ourselves that we want to work on. I'm here to tell you today that what you see in that mirror doesn't have to be the same you see in a week. It doesn't have to be the same you that you see in a month, and it certainly won't be the same you see in a year. Who you are today is important, just like it is important to celebrate the progress we have made and the successes we have had. But in the revels of the present, don't forget that who you are tomorrow is important too. Each of us has a responsibility to ourselves to keep the ball rolling, to continue to improve ourselves through our future endeavors. Because who you are now doesn't determine who you will become. Something I haven't done yet is to address our class directly. Kearney High, class of 2021, here is a call to action. Our time at Kearney High has prepared us for a life as fulfilling as we make it. I'll say that again because it's important. Our time at Kearney High has prepared us for a life as fulfilling as we make it. A common trope used during times like graduation is to say that our journey is not over, it is just beginning. And it's common because it's true. So I want to leave you with this picture. If you want, go ahead and close your eyes and start looking into your memories. High school could be said to be the bridge between childhood and adulthood. Childhood is an island, an isolated paradise to grow up in and develop in, but eventually it becomes too small. There is a bridge off the island, though, and the high school experience is our ticket onto the bridge. Everybody's bridge looks different. Nobody's island was the same. Now we've reached the end of the bridge. As our time in high school draws to a close, we look back across the bridge at where we've come from. The island glitters in the distance, and from where we stand, the bridge looks huge, spanning the most recent 4 years of our lives. Perhaps the bridge is littered with mistakes. Perhaps it is adorned with successes. Perhaps it is shorter than you thought it would be, and perhaps you are wondering why it took so long to get here. No matter what, you are standing on the far edge of that bridge. Nothing on the bridge can stop you now from turning towards the future, taking a step, then another, then another. Soon, our paths will diverge, and we will all take different routes as we leave the foot of the bridge. Go ahead and open your eyes. Class of 2021, if you remember nothing else from the speech, remember this. The route that you take through this new adventure called the real world is up to you. May your mind know the steps, and may your heart find the journey's end. Godspeed on your adventure. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, Matthew. I would now like to introduce McKenna Henning, a senior class officer who will introduce our commencement choir.
This year's commencement choir is composed of members of the Kearney High School Chorale. They will be singing Ad Astra by Jacob Narvarut. When you're tired and troubled and you have lost your way, don't let hard times leave you astray. Though you may be weary, just know you're not alone, for the stars will guide you home. The choir is directed by Mr. Clayton Moyer and accompanied by Mr. Thomas Prentice. Please join me in welcoming the Kearney High Chorale.
What amazing performance. Once again, thank you. Our second commencement speaker is Malia Wright. Throughout the last 4 years, she was involved in 10 organizations at Kearney High School, 9 of which she was involved in for all 4 years. She also served as president of the Thespian Troupe 1811 and vice president of Kearney High School's Tri-M chapter during the 2021 school year. In the fall, she plans to attend the University of South Dakota to pursue a degree in music education with a minor in theater performance.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I know that when I saw that our school motto was, "It is what it is," I'm pretty sure I physically laughed out loud. At the time, it didn't make a whole ton of sense for me. I remember thinking, what was the reasoning behind having a motto that is 5 words? What meaning could 5 words possibly hold? After all, they're just a bunch of words. And that's where I was wrong. I've had a lot of time to think about these thoughts since the result was announced back in October. As the days have gone on and we have finally made it to this point in our lives, this motto has come to have a lot of meaning. We are all aware that our senior year was not the one depicted in the movies, nor the one we probably dreamed of having as freshmen. But the words, "It is what it is," became the saying for many of us when we had to adapt to the ever-changing rules and regulations surrounding our school year. These words held importance to a lot of us, and it got me thinking about how words impact us throughout our entire lives. From learning to read as kindergartners, to a class motto at our graduation today, and into the rest of our lives. Words will always carry meaning. The spring musical this year was Matilda. Within the first act, the audience sees the main school children start to learn how to read. For everyone but Matilda, this is their first time. Many of us can probably remember the first time that we read a whole sentence or even a whole book by ourselves. And it probably still holds some significance to this day. Now, it's true that kindergarten was not the first time that we learned to say words, but it probably was the first time that we started to associate big meaning with them. From then on, the rest is history. The average human says approximately 860,341,500 words in their lifetime. Now, that's not counting those of us in speech, those of us who shout at football games, those of us who have rapped the entire Hamilton album all the way through, or those of us that scream the words to Fergalicious at a school dance. Because if we truly look at it, how many of us can confidently say that we are simply average? The answer should be no one. If I asked you to describe yourself in some way right now, raise your hand if you automatically thought of words, descriptions, adjectives. You see, we live in a world where words are used for everything. I had a teacher, Mr. Moyer, that once told me some of the most important words we will ever say in our lives are said softly. Things like, I love you, or I'm sorry, or I'm proud of you. And while he is correct, there are also some things that need to be shouted from the top of our lungs. We did it. We won. Thank you, 5. When words like these are said, whether soft or extremely loud, they still carry meaning. One of the cool things about words is that they can mean different things to different people. The amazing thing about it is that many times we as individuals are given the freedom to express what we want a word to mean. There are probably a billion ways that I could have given this speech today, as well as a billion ways that I could say hi to you in the hallway. Hey, hey, hey. By me saying the same word different times, just with a different intention behind it, it shows that words mean a lot to those saying it and to those hearing it. Sometimes the words that we say don't quite mean what we think they mean. For example, you could ask any music student at KHS, and I'm pretty sure that they would agree with me when I say that when a music director says one more time, it never means one more time. It means at least 6. And then there are other times when the words are said over and over. Like when Mr. Pocock would aggressively point at your paper and say, get this down now because it's going to be on the test. Or Mr. Mishu's "ite" from wherever he was in the classroom. Or even Mrs. Brodeen's "cool, cool, 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 cool" when nobody wanted to answer the question asked in class. And if you haven't noticed, all of the KHS administration have catchphrases that they use when ending the morning announcements. Miss Katie's is "make it a great day or not, the choice is yours," and Mr. Boyd's is "go learn and be kind." Now you might be asking yourself, all right, Malia, why all the teacher references? And that's a good question. I got the idea for this speech on the last day before winter break. I was sitting in Mr. Cherry's sociology course. And as the bell rang and we started to walk out the door, I remembered that he said the same 3 sayings to us every day. Be safe, have a great day, make the world better. Never once did he miss telling us these 3 phrases for the entire time I was in his class. And it sparked an idea to see what else the teacher said all the time. If you think about it, we wouldn't remember these sayings or phrases if they didn't impact us in some way. So, yeah, the words "it is what it is" are not the most profound words to ever be said by a high school student. However, for this current time and situation, they hold as much meaning as we want them to. As we go forward into this next chapter, I hope that you all think about how much meaning a word can hold. The point I'm trying to make is that while you feel as though the words you say might not mean much in the grand scheme of things, I personally can attest, as can many of my friends, that every individual word can have a great deal of meaning in its own way. And it's with that thought that I encourage you all to be even more mindful of the words you say as you go forward onto this new thing called life. With everything you say, whether it be "it is what it is" or "supercalifragilisticexpialidocious," you could be providing a better impact on those who hear you say it. Thank you.
Thank you, Malia. The senior class seated before us has represented Kearney High School with excellence. Their leadership has helped make this a school year especially noteworthy for Kearney High School. Dr. Loof has certified that these students have completed the requirements for graduation as established by the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Kathy Gifford, President of the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education, to present the class of 2021.
Good afternoon, graduates, families, and guests. It truly is a privilege to share some thoughts with you today. First and foremost, congratulations from the KPS Board of Education. You have most definitely reached a major milestone in your educational life. Well done. With so many events canceled this past year, it's important to remember that so many were not. Sunshine was not canceled. Relationships were not canceled. Reading was not canceled. Music was not canceled. Imagination was not canceled. Kindness was not canceled. Hope was not canceled. You and your classmates, teachers, parents, and community made your senior year happen. It was not canceled, so thank you. As you continue to navigate this journey we call life, I'd like to paraphrase some song lyrics of The River by Garth Brooks. You'll never reach your destination if you never try. You have reached your destination, graduation. Now, what is your next destination? Continue to try, continue to hope. Too many times we stand aside and let life slip away. We put off until tomorrow, and now it's become today. So don't sit on the sidelines and say you are satisfied. Choose to continue to try and to continue to hope. Because you'll never reach your next destination if you never try. There's bound to be rough waters, and you know you'll take some falls, but you can make it through it if you choose to continue to try and continue to hope. On behalf of the Kearney Public Schools Board of Education, thank you for representing Kearney Public Schools so positively in so many ways. Congratulations and best wishes for your chosen future as you continue to try and you continue to hope.
Thank you, President Gifford. Colin?
There it is. The class of 2021 is grateful for all the friends and family who have gathered to honor us as we graduate, and we ask that you help us maintain the dignity of this occasion by observing the following graduation etiquette. Please do not clap, shout, or use any type of noisemaker for an individual student to ensure that each graduate's name is heard clearly. Your congratulations can best be shown by applauding for all of our graduates after the last graduate has been awarded their diploma. Graduation guests are asked to show respect to the class of 21 and their accomplishments by remaining seated until the last member of the class has left the Health and Sports Center floor. Thank you. Carter James Abels. Zoe Lynn Elizabeth Albers. Yaritza Amanza Yepes. Chris Ignacio Alonso. Melanie Marie Alonso. Seth Allen Altwine. Levi Azriel Alvarado. Lainey Rose Anderson. Brooke Marie Anderson. Kale Wade Anderson. Kevin Edward Ray Armour Cool. Aurora Bliss Athey. Michael Allen Bachman. Jessica K. Bamford. Lucy Elizabeth Barty. Brian Ailes Brua. Gabriel Carson Bates. Annalie Faith Bauer. Bryce Tyler Bauer. Elizabeth May Bean. Joshua Quinton Bean. Jackson Charles Albert Beck. Haley Marie Becker. Caitlin Morgan Burke. Dylan Michael Bickford. Ethan Scott Biggs. Aiden Wayne Block. Hunter Allen Bloomfield. Liam James Blythe. Trey Clayton Bull. Rejoice Bokeku. Layla Dawn Bombeck. Emma K. Bond. Kenzie Renee Bonner. Lauren Christine Bonner. Brendan Todd Booth. Kylie Faye Bozard. Anna Elizabeth Boyd. Melissa Brand. Cassidy Jean Brand. Desmond Shea Brandt. Peyton Richard Brennan. Charles Michael Brockmeyer. Brock Emery Joel Browlight. Terilyn Morgan Browlight. Easton Michael Bruce. Kirsten Marie Brugman. Aiden James Brummer. Taylor Ann Budke. Quinn Fu Shu Bunger. Lauren Alyssa Campbell. Michaela Irene Carpenter. Arya Wynn Carson. Elijah Christopher Carson. Seth Daniel Catlin. Marissa Ann Chamberlain. Naomi Yvette Chavez. Desiree Marie Chavez Michel. Jasmine Marie Chavez Michel. Kelsey Ann Christ. Darren Thomas Clampett. Ryan Jacob Clark. James David Clark. Hayden Edward Cobb. Kennedy Lynn Cobb. Gideon Jeremy Cole. Oliver Augustus Combs. Summer Tyan Cone. Shaylin Renee Cook. Taylin Jada Cook. Tayton Nicole Kopp. Elijah Henry Cordis. Melissa Nicole Cruikshank. Trevor John Cumston. Matthew Dean Dalkey. Caden Scott Dannenberg. Victoria Claire Darby. Emily Catherine DeCliver. William Jens Decker. Tyler Philip DeRoot. Caitlin Elizabeth Duvall. Garrett Kai Dickey. Kaya Amethyst Diesler. Oswin Allison Raymond Doherty. Jacob Jordan DeBrow. Morgan Dawn Dulitz. Ian Dale Duncan. Jessica Riley LeKay Dunn. Eve Caroline Edwards. Madison Elizabeth Ehrman. Trayton Dane Elliott. Micah Kaylee Ellis.
Ethan Nathaniel Engel. Alyssa Grace Epler. Callie Lynn Erickson. Perla Esmeralda Escalante Ramirez. Colton John Urick. Gabriel Ryan Evans. Colvin Reed Everett. Robert Lewis Ekstrom. Jaden Christopher Inetic. Loanne Marie Fangmeyer. Austin Michael Fedoracek. Peyton Elizabeth Faringer. Gage Warren Ferguson. Connor Felix Fjord. Jenna Santina Flessner. Cindy Michelle Flores. Nivea Alexis Franson. Ethan Andrew Frericks. Nathan Gregory Frieden. Colin Lee Fruling. Gage Edward Fruling. Trapper Carlton Frieda. Arturo Games. Junior Casimiro Gaiona Verduzco. Zachary Michael Garst. Cheyenne Elizabeth Gary. Joseph Tiber Gaihan. Shelby Ann Gillespie. Hannah Joanne Gilliard. Peter Julian Glantz. Riley Joseph Glasgow. Brooke Marie Glazer. Hannah Elaine Godwin. Carter Warren Goff. Brandon Giovanni Gomez. Colden Michael Grassmeyer. Brittany Marie Graves. Devin Lee Gunnerson. Haley Nicole Hablitzel. Alexis Nicole Hadley. Emily Grace Hagman. Ian Allen Hall. Lane William Hanson. Richard Stanley Harbles. Dakota James Harms. Megan Elaine Hart. Blake Lee Hauserman. JC Joe Hauserman. Abigail Michelle Hines. McKenna May Henning. Hannah Renee Hepner. Amelia Isabella Hernandez. Connor Ray Hibbard. Brittany K. Hibbs. Callan Patrick Higgins. Sophia Grace Hilliard. Gabriella Grace Ann Hoffman. Colton Moore Hollebeck. Elizabeth Kate Hopkins. Taylor Joe Hosick. Beta Hosini. John Bo Hostler. Jaden Nicole Hove. Theodore Liam Huber. Ireland Nadine Ingram. Brandon Thomas Isaac Wackerla. Rihanna Nicole Jackson. Braden Charles Jean Perrine Schulte. Caden Michael Johnson. Jack Robert Johnson. Spencer William Johnson. Emily Catherine Johnston. Colin Alexander Jones. Sophia Rose Junker. Saivush Kadirov. Marissa Bell Kalb. Caitlin Leanne Marie Kaufman. Colby Jean Kelly. Kenley Marie Kemp. Grace Patricia Kennedy. Ashlyn Marie Kaiser. Bryce William King. Tegan Adele Nags. Dakota Wayne Niffen. Callie Ann Kobeck. Josephina Rose Krotzel. Tucker Allen Kratzer.
Carter Stephen Kraus. Jesse Paul Kreckmeyer. Madeline Lydia Kruger. Logan Michael Lang. Caden Jonathan Lon. Ethan Andrew Lawrence. Caden J. Lebstock Churchill. Brandon Matthew Leonard. Betsy Rose Lewis. Samuel Roy Lewis. Bailey Nicole Lichty. Brooklyn Grace Lillyhorn. Matthew Allen Lindner. Ella Ann Lindstrom. Cormac Scott Linner. Macy Ray Little. Nicholas John Little. Ethan Daniel Longoria. Carlos Lorenzo Lopez Munoz. Aranim Richard Lewis. Gabriela Loya Rivas. Daniela Abigail Lerson Barrera. William Freddie Luthans. JC Dare Malone. Adrian Martinez. Jade Christine Martinez. Madison Marin Maynard. Bailey Jolene McAtee. Leonte Marquise Lamar McDowell. Brooke Addison McElnay. Connor Matthew McLaughlin. Mackenzie Ray McLeod. Caleb Alexander McManus. Andrea Esmeralda Meija Barrios. Terrell Paul Melroy. Aquina Janae Miller. Kareem Mirzov. Cameron Grace Moffitt. Miguel Antonio Molina. Jillian May Moomey. Amelia Dion Moore. Josie Lauren Morse. Ethan Tyler Morachek. Vanessa Jean Muff. Mario Mundo. Alyssa Darling Mungru. Kenny Gregorio Munoz. Brooklyn Lee Murr. Ella Ray Murray. Isaiah Danielle Musil. Keela Jade Musil. Jenna Claire Nebben. Megan Michelle Nelson. Kyan Reese Nickel. Lily Kate Novacek. Kalu James Christopher Obasi. Madison May Oberg. Eric Robert Odell. Caitlin Marie Olin. Miguel Angel Organista. Gabriela Marie Ortiz. Jonathan Lee Osnes. Jason Michael Osterholt. Cheyenne Renee Pace. Claire Elizabeth Palzer. Alex Stephanie Panowitz. Brianna Lynn Payne. Elizabeth Rose Pearson. Noah Lawrence Pearson. Preston Lee Pearson. Connor Albert Peterson. Caden Maurice Peterson. Macy Taylor Pettit. Mercedes May Phillips. Saffron Mercedes Phillips. Grace Caroline Philpott. Catherine Elizabeth Philpott. Parker Scott Philpott. Madison Hope Pierce. Hunter Dylan Picorni. Gabrielle Alexa Post. Brandon Conrad Posvar. Jacob Dean Pribnow. Sydney K. Province. Gilberto Ramirez. Nara Leah Ramirez. Jackson James Philip Recroft. Bailey Ray Redwine. Colin Thomas Reckenicker. Samuel James Reimers. Colby Lane Richards. Eli Michael Rydell.
Dakota Daniel Dean Richardson. Madeline Faye Robinson. Dason Andrew Rodriguez. Dario Antonio Rodriguez. Adela Morgan Rowe. Ashton Lee Roenfeld. Sophie Jane Hornsby Rogers. Coleman Benjamin Rao. Brianna May Royal. Aspen Jade Juanita Rusher. Hunter Glenn Ruth. Rachel Lee Ryan. Gabrielle Christine Salinas. Dre Anthony Sanchez. Olivia Nicole Shade. Alexander James Shaw. Matresa Marie Schilke. Lainey Renee Schmeitz. Carson Lane Schnacker. Jacob Allen Schneider. Elena Nicole Schoen. Reese Henry Schoonhoven. Hunter Allen Schaefer. Rakesha Renee Shaw. Samuel James Sheen. Callie Ann Shemat. Preston Logan Shoemate. Preston Michael Skeen. Emma Miracle Skiles. Taylor Sage Slaymaker. Matthew August Smiley. Elijah Quinton Smith. Cole William Smith. Aaron James Smolik. Kendall Marie Susi. Colby Ryan Spangler. Sarah K. Sparvier. Jeremiah Tyson Steele. Tyler Michael Stevens. Dylan Reed Stratman. Nevea Marie Suchland. Allison Elizabeth Surmeyer. Jacob Neal Sykes. Macy May Tagle. Adiel Tannery Sandoval. Tanner Tejka. Rebecca Jade Thacker. Rochelle Spirit Timson. Zachary Robert Tuman. Brenton David Tobabin. Micah Ismail Torres. Logan Gerald Trampy. Theanne Ann Tran. Hope Elena Uresti. Chloe Ann Urugutia. Quentin Gabriel Valenzuela. Aubrey Nicole Vancura. Riley Paige Van Horn. Gabriel James Van Winkle. Allison Mary Vavra. Joshua Robert Vega. Caden Jack Better. William Allen Verco. Laura Jean Volker. Crystal Rain Wagner. Ella Grace Waller. Thomas Ryan Walsh. Alexander Thor Walters. Torrance Renee Walters. Peter F. Waterfield. Asher Cole Wadey. Nicole Renee Wentz. Nathan Ryan Edwin Wetzel Jr. Macy K. Whalen. Brecken Kale White. Brianna Nicole White. McGuire Hedrick Widowson. Jason Mikhail Williams. Alicia Marie Wilson. Hannah Danielle Winters. Hope Elise Weiss. Grady Nathaniel Wright. Malia K. Wright. Marissa Lynn Wright. Morgan Ray Wright. Hayden Joanne Wolf. Elizabeth Paige Young. Shayna Marie Zammersla. Cherry Zhao. Angie Zhang.
Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left side. Once again, please help me in congratulating your class of 2021. At this time, I would like the class to be seated as Emily Hagman gives the student sending.
Thank you for giving me the honor of sending you off on your way. Before I do that, though, I would like to thank the faculty at Kearney High School on behalf of the class of 2021. Without your investment in our futures, we would not be in this gym today. Kearney High School and the teachers in it have put focus not just on our core classes, but also on career preparation, which allows the students who graduate to be prepared for life after high school. Thank you all for your dedication to your craft. I would also like to give a shout out to Dr. Loof, who has supported our class and encouraged us to #BeKind, even from the first day when he called Hannah Hardy out on the pep rally for wearing a kindness t-shirt. He has continuously created a positive culture at Kearney High School, a legacy that I hope will continue as he moves on to a new position as the financial director for KPS. Thank you to our parents, guardians, and mentors who have supported us in our pursuits, whether that be by writing recommendations, giving advice, or being a shoulder to cry on. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you all. I also want to appreciate all of you, my fellow classmates, for all of your hard work and dedication this year. The last 4 years truly would not have been the same without each and every one of you. You all have a voice, a unique part in our class, that together creates a harmonious song. And I love a good harmony. I know that each of us has unique talents and characteristics that will allow us to take our places in society as difference makers. My pastor once said, "This is not a destination vacation. It is an oasis, a rest stop in your journey." That is what high school is, a place to learn about yourself and grow your skills before moving on to greater things. I am proud of you all. I believe that beauty is in the moment, and our class has had many great moments over the past 4 years. The way that everyone whispered in the hallway during honors night, the way we screamed when we should have won the spirit jug, but instead they gave it to the sophomores. We all know we should have won. Trapper's not so graceful fall after we won the game at Bell West. Alex Shull's 2-point run for the win at the same game. Last year, when we had to evacuate the building like 10 times because people kept pulling the fire alarms. And when the fire alarm went off this year at the musical after the song Quiet, which is irony at its best. We even went through months of online learning when COVID-19 struck near the end of our junior year. Through all of these fun or difficult times, we've been able to move on and live in the moment, knowing that it truly is what it is. I am proud of you all for working to get this far, and I know that you will take what you have learned and grow on it as you move on from high school. I encourage you to find something you are passionate about and give it your all. Find your people and keep them close to you. Take hold of your potential and allow it to drive you as you move forward in life. Know who you are, who we are together. We are the class of 2021. We are changers of worlds. We are keepers of our community. We are dedicated to our work. We are creators of culture. We are the future. We are Kearney High.